Uh, I was asked about the difference, at least for me anyway, between making music and making art and how maybe they related. Uh, it's a difficult question to answer. The analogy I thought of that I told somebody once who was doing an article was it's like having two, I don't have two rooms, but it's like having two rooms, and you go back and forth between the two rooms. One you have art in, the other have music in, and you're not necessarily, they're not an influence on each other in any direct way. They're just two activities that you go back and forth between, and you have, like, in a way, you have two compartments in your head that have two sets of ideas. That one applies to music, one applies to music, and the other applies to the art that you're doing. And it's very seldom that they combine into some kind of cooperative venture. I mean, if I was making operas or something, which I'm not, I suppose then if I was doing the sets and everything, I suppose then I would it would all get combined. But I basically, when I do songs, I just sit. Basically, what I do is I sit down at the keyboard and for the most part, I start playing chords and start fingering stuff on the keyboard until something happens that sounds like, till I get a chord progression. And then I sit and listen to it for a long time and try to come up with words for it. That's the simple version. And with the art, I usually have an ongoing kind of a priori notion about what I'm doing. Like for a while, I was doing a series of paintings based on horizontal and vertical lines and rectangles, and I had certain ideas that related to how I wanted that to work. And I don't have to go into that for the purpose of this, but I don't do that with painting. I'm with music. Classical musicians do that. Classical musicians who write sort of so-called new music will have a format that they're working on, and they're exploring over many pieces this format and how to organize and elements. And what I do is I sit at the keyboard and I just look for a set of chords. It's very simple. Where when I'm painting, I do the other thing that maybe new music composers would do. I come up with a kind of set of rules for myself and a format with which I'm in which I'm working